all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer, and way to go, Party City, dropping all this on me when I'm on vacation. I see how it is. In fact, where I had to go on my vacation, the abandoned Circuit City, right next to it was a Party City, forever instilling and reminding me that I'm cursed, and that things will drop when I'm unable to make content about them, dang it! I digress. First world problems for Hauntformer, but you know what? I'd like to be included sometimes. Anyways, we're talking about Party City's lineup. Halloween City, Party City. They made waves. They made shockwaves last year, everybody. Big things happened at Halloween City, and I think that's probably true for this year as well. Just my initial reaction, I felt a stronger gusto for last year's lineup than this year's. There are maybe less things I like, but I like some of them a lot. Also, the creep really helped. But, to play devil's advocate here, there's also a Leatherface, which I mentioned before. 3 Leatherfaces this year. Spirit Halloween's Pretty Woman one, the Leatherface from Lowe's, and this one, which I assume is made by Techie Design. And I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I was trying to do blowing kisses, but maybe I should rev a chainsaw here. Because this is awesome. This is so cool. It looks great. It's an improvement on the Lowe's one, and the Lowe's one already looked fine in my opinion. But wow. Now I'm really curious to see the Spirit one so we can fully get a comparison. Because this is incredible. This is like Leatherface's year. I don't even know what he did. Is it his birthday? What's going on? His birthday's next year. Texas Chainsaw came out in 1974, I believe. So that's the next year anniversary thing. So I don't know what's happening. But Leatherface, I can't argue with it. He's one of the most iconic horror characters of all time. We haven't seen him as a prop or anything for over 10 years. And now 3 of them. Wow. I'm shook. I'm shook. This is crazy. And from what I know, at least from what they've shown at this point, he is the only licensed character, really, at Halloween City. So take that as you will. But that's not all, kids. No. There's more stuff. There is a pretty cool one for me, because we've talked about this earlier in the year because of Home Depot. A Wendigo! 2 Wendigos this year! This is insane! 3 Leatherfaces, 2 Wendigos? What the heck? Now to be fair, I don't know if I'd call that Home Depot one a Wendigo by the looks of it. This one looks far more like the traditional sense of the Wendigo, at least in popular culture over the past decade or so online, with the skull and the antlers and everything. Looks pretty accurate to a lot of those internet depictions of the myth, the character. However, I don't know why it's 12 feet tall. I mean, it's neat that it's big, but I don't usually think of the Wendigo being that large. I know it's a large beast, but 12 feet, it's pretty extensive. I don't know if this is trying to, you know, continue to compete with that skeleton, but I respect the effort here. I will say, I'm not crazy about the shoulder look and some of the body. It looks like they like throw creepy cloth on it. No one will notice that it's kind of weird looking. So there's that. I think it will depend on pricing here, how well this one's going to do. I do think there is a big fan base for it, and unless Home Depot changes theirs, this one's going to be the superior Wendigo this year, so there's that. Which is telling. Again, 2 Wendigos, 3 Leatherfaces. I think these Halloween companies, or the people doing Halloween for these companies, are on the same wavelength. Something weird's happening. Are we psychically projecting what we want into the internet? That's the Halloween being sucked into their mouths. We need Wendigo. That's what's happening, just so you know. This is real life. Anyways, I digress. Speaking of giant monsters, there's also a giant pumpkin monster with a very cool sculpt. I like that it looks very organic. very organic, like it's growing out of the ground, and then you have this big pumpkin. Very nice. It's something we've seen before, so I don't have a ton to say about it. I think it's well done. Not really for me necessarily, although it is very Halloween-y, more so than a Wendigo, but the Wendigo is more unique, something different, and I respect that a lot, Party City. And you did that last year too. Don't think we've forgotten, because we haven't. Up next, another really cool one. Again, kind of derivative, but also different. This is a Scarecrow. And this Scarecrow lunges. It actually jumps forward, which is super exciting. That's a great animation for a Scarecrow character to do, jumping off a cross or what have you. I like the outfit, the look of the outfit, and the hat. I like that it's this darker kind of color, as opposed to like the traditional like flannel Scarecrow. My only complaint is, Scarecrows work so well when they look dead, or empty, or, you know, without form. You know, kind of this formless face. Or a happy face, even. This one has kind of a sinister face, and to me, it pushes it on the, ooh, look, I'm edgy, I'm scary, I'm hardcore. Just make it a regular Scarecrow. But I digress. This one has the potential to be one of my favorites from Party City's lineup. That's exciting. A Scarecrow. A character we see a lot, but with a different, unique take on it. Take on it. And I think Party City knows what they're doing when it comes to that. Now, speaking of one that I guess feels more derivative than some of the other ones here, this werewolf. Now, the werewolf, it almost looks, I don't know if this is a drawing, but the pictures look like they were drawn or edited. It's very weird. But you have this werewolf. I don't have a ton to talk about with it. It's got kind of a different, kind of bulkier body shape, but until I see like good, better images of it, I can't really speak on it. I don't like that it's just covered in creepy cloth. I don't know what this trend is of just throw creepy cloth on it. It's okay, because it doesn't really work here. I like the face design enough. I like that it's kind of got this dark fur as opposed to some of the lighter furs. It has blue light up eyes. It looks like Wolfie.
Wolfie, which is actually supposed to be me in my werewolf form.
But yeah, werewolf. I like werewolves, but I want to see what this does. Maybe there's some really cool animation that's going to wow me. As of now, it's just kind of a werewolf. It looks very similar and reminiscent to a lot of the Home Depot ones. Frankenstein's monster. Always a popular character, and I love the Boris Karloff rendition particularly. This is another kind of take on the Frankenstein monster, similar to Electrified Eddie from a couple years back at Spirit Halloween. And we've seen different kind of Frankenstein-esque lab monsters over the years. I really just like the flat top head, bolts in the neck, Karloff monster. Frankenstein monster in the book is really like a hippie looking dude with long hair, and he talks and he's like in the Arctic. That's the real Frankenstein's monster technically, but the Halloween-y one is the classic. And I don't know, I'm not crazy about when it ventures far from that look. This one ventures a little far for me. Doesn't really scream Frankenstein's monster to me. It looks more like kind of a swamp ghoul. But I digress. I think some people are going to really like it. It's not my cup of tea necessarily, but it's green, so I'll give it that. We do have a returning prop, the Rising Woman. Very cool character. I really liked her last year, so I don't have a ton to say other than keep her coming back. She's exciting to see return. Ice Cream Clown. Now, you know me with the clown thing. Yeah, you know that. What you may not know is, I do like some clowns. This one is an example of one that I overall like. I like that the Hugs animation actually makes sense, unlike Hugs, where he leans forward to give the ice cream. Now, what I'm not crazy about is the sign. Why is he holding the sign? It looks a little awkward. I feel like they just couldn't have him with an empty hand. They could have given him two ice cream things, or like a knife or something. I don't know, the sign's very weird. We get it, it's ice cream. But, nevertheless, still very cool. I love the color kind of palette they got going for this guy. Kind of a different retro neon look. I know there was kind of some behind-the-scenes drama with this character, and my friends over at Psycho Circus of Savannah, I'm sorry to hear about all that. That's such a bummer, and I don't know the goings-on, so I can't speak on it. But yeah, sometimes these things get complicated for the wrong reasons, and that's very unfortunate. But at any rate, speaking on behalf of the character, I think it's well done. I'm not going to get it because I don't really do clown stuff. I don't know what I would do with it. But if you're a clown fan, this gets a hauntformer seal of approval as to a pretty good one, except Mike from SVI, as much as I love you and I love the company, the voices of the clowns, I think there needs to be more of a range there. They all sound very similar and they kind of all mesh together. I think there needs to be some different kind of vocal work done. But good clown, overall. Good clown. And that's a lot coming from me. Now I'm going to speed run through two of them here real quick because I'm not crazy about either of these, but I am crazy about the last one I want to talk about. At first, we got this Reaper statue with a flower. It's a cool idea. It really is. I like the statue thing a lot. If you saw the spirit kind of discussion video, you know I have a sweet spot for haunted statues. I think they're very creepy in real life and can be great animatronic decorations, at least. I just don't like the way this looks. It doesn't come across as a statue to me. The wings are weird with the Reaper. I don't like the light up eyes. It's just, I'm not crazy about it. There's not much I can say. The same goes for the next one, this jack-o'-lantern pumpkin looking dude. It looks like a giant thing that you'd see at Big Lots. Both of these just don't have the right flavor to them. There's no other way to say it. They're not very interesting, and they don't look appealing to look at. They're not creatively interesting or really dark or something that captivates. They're just whatever. I don't know. These don't fit like some of these other characters do, and that's kind of unfortunate for these, so I feel bad there. However, I want to end on a positive note with one that I'm very excited for. This guy, the little ghost trick-or-treater boy. We got the zombie boy last year, and I really liked him. You can see my video on him on my channel. But the ghost boy, this guy just screams classic Halloween. There's no booze about it. It is awesome looking. I don't know what it does, and I don't really care because the look of it carries it. I really hope it does something cool. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that it rises up, maybe floats like a ghost. That's awesome. That's really cool. Or at least it'll just kind of pop up or something. But really like the look of it. I love the vintage classic Halloween vibe. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing that guy, as well as the Wendigo, as well as, what else did I talk about in this video? I completely forgot. Leatherface, obviously, and the Scarecrow. I'd say those four I'm most looking forward to. The Wendigo, Leatherface, the Scarecrow, and the little trick-or-treating boy. That is the heart of Party City this year for me. But what about for you? Leave a comment below. I want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next spooky video. Remember, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.